Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. It's the 5th of April 2022 and Monday. After a wonderful week in the stock market, I think things are looking a bit shaky this morning. At least that's what I felt when I woke up this morning and had a quick look at TradingView. So we'll talk about that. And as always, three parts to this video. The first one is going to be news and economic and geopolitical events that are likely to have an impact on the share market. Second part is going to be technical analysis of NASDAQ, the VIX, crypto, and gold. And finally, we are going to look at technical analysis of all the genomic stocks in our watch list. So let's get started. First, let's start with the most important news. CRISPR patent dispute not over yet, as Emmanuel Charpentier and universities appeal. So the CVC group has filed an appeal with the Federal Circuit Court, and they have requested them to review the decision from US Patent and Trademark Office, which ruled in favor of Broad Institute. The reason why I think this is a good move is because we'll very soon come to a resolution. Typically, federal courts take around 6 months roughly to give a verdict. Once the verdict comes, then all the participants will be forced to come with a compromise, and we'll have regularization of the IP issues, and you don't have to look over your shoulder on an ongoing basis as to what's coming around, because the IP issues will be sorted out. And if Broad Institute wins, Broad Institute has already mentioned that they are in favor of a compromise and sharing the IP. So if Broad Institute wins, still we are going to have a sharing of the IPs. And as long as it Toolgen and Sigma, the two other companies, are also decided upon, we will have a absolute resolution of the IP issues by another 6 months, 6 to 8 months at the most. And that will be a shot in the arm for all genomic stocks which are working on CRISPR technology, because it removes a significant chunk of the risk. The second big news item I have here is Elon Musk to join Twitter's board of directors, teases significant improvements. So the next news I have is coming from CNBC. It says Elon Musk to join Twitter board of directors and teases significant improvements. So I've also seen another news article where it said that Elon Musk had put a Twitter survey on whether people want an edit button. I personally don't think Twitter is going to be any better with Elon Musk joining it, because Elon Musk also has a volatile personality, and the power of Twitter to reach so many people and spread information, whether it is true or false, is phenomenal. So it's a very volatile mix. And also there are some analysts who have come out and said that Twitter is not worth as much as it is right now because user growth is still a problem. So having said all that, I don't think this is a very big deal. Twitter is likely to either cause a lot of problems with the joining of Elon Musk onto the board, or it may die down with less and less users being interested in it or not being of utility. Who knows what's going to happen? But one of the side effects of that is that DWAC has taken a beating. It's the blank check company which was going to merge with Donald Trump's Truth Social and bring it into the stock market. So there's been a lot of SEC scrutiny on DWAC. And with the news of Elon Musk joining Twitter, it has taken the oxygen out of the entire social media world. And DWAC has been one of the biggest entities to be suffering the negative consequence of that. So having said that, let's look at the next big thing I have here. Shanghai extends lockdown, BA2 subvariant, 72% of US cases are made out of BA2 subvariant. So Shanghai extending lockdown is a big deal because a lot of manufacturing and other facilities are going to be under lockdown for a longer time. This may even affect a lot of big companies in the US which have got outsourced manufacturing in Shanghai. This means that the inflation pressures are going to continue because of the supply side issues. So this is not a good news. And in another news, we have Amazon signs rocket deal with 3 firms to launch internet satellites. This is a very positive for the Amazon side, because SpaceX has been doing a lot of NASA work. So Amazon is trying to get more of private deals out here. So that's a positive move. So overall, that brings me to an end of today's news digest. I forgot to mention the Russia-Ukraine spat is becoming a bit more difficult to handle because of all the bodies that were found after the Russian soldiers moved out of a part of Ukraine. And that has led to further calls for war crimes and also more sanctions on Russia. And over the weekend, the US seized a Russian oligarch's yacht, super yacht, and that kind of brings this whole Russia-Ukraine conflict into a much higher crescendo. And hopefully this kind of subsides very soon with either Russia declaring a ceasefire or withdrawing or something of that sort. And we hope that Russia is mature enough that it doesn't resort to the use of weapons of mass destruction in its conflict, as it's facing much more pressure from the world community to back off. One more thing, if Shanghai has declared a lockdown, then that could also mean that there's going to be less oil demand momentarily from China. Therefore, we should look forward to oil prices falling further today. So with that, let's go and have a look at NASDAQ and VIX. I'm going to start off with looking at Bitcoin and gold first, because it's around 9:28 a.m. and the market is yet to start. So if we look at Bitcoin, this is a one-year chart with each candle being a one-day candle. We can see that we have come below the support of 47,209, which is now a resistance. And we are going to try and break through above it today. The momentum looks promising. It's above average and pointed slightly upward, which is very nice because it can gradually improve, with the RSI having a lot of room before it becomes overbought. And MACD is also bullish, though tending towards the signal line that's likely to change. So we have a gain of around $100 this morning on Bitcoin. And if we look at gold, it's marginally up at 0.3. It is consolidating to make another move. And as always, I would like to just quickly point you to the long-term cup and handle structure. Overall, I'm expecting a big breakout for gold. When it is going to happen is anybody's guess. I've been waiting for quite a while for this. So let's go back to the one-year view and then go into our NASDAQ and so indicators, and we are going to look at QQQ. So QQQ is this candle, this green candle out here, which is for 5th April, is today's candle. It's a very, very small candle because the market has just begun. And I have drawn a temporary bull channel out here, this diagonal green line. And personally, as I mentioned earlier, I would prefer this particular line to be around 45 degrees angle, which is much more sustainable. This is still too steep for my liking. But today, we'll have to see which way the market goes, because none of the risks that we spoke about has abated. And also the excitement of Elon Musk taking a 10% stake in Twitter is slowly dying off. And the news of Shanghai closure extension, all those things are going to cause a mixed reaction in the market in the morning. So the participants will have to decide whether they're going to go positive or negative. So it's very difficult for me to make a call. I think on the balance, given that the risk factors are much higher and we have had a very steep rise in NASDAQ so far, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do a consolidation move out here, which is to move sideways, maybe a little drop in the values today. And if I look at the VIX, which is the live VIX that we have here, we have our next resistance for VIX in 19.75. So we are still in a territory where we can be moderately bullish, but our MACD is moving towards the signal line, even though it is bearish, and momentum seems to be picking up here. So let us take the cues from the market. At this point of time, it's very difficult to determine. My gut feel says that we are going to lose a little more value in NASDAQ today and end the day either flat or slightly red. So that's what I'm calling for. With that, let's go on to look at US oil. So as we look at oil today, the MACD, which is bearish, is tending towards the signal line. However, the momentum is flat and average. So I'm feeling that we're going to lose whatever little gains are there in oil today, at least for the business day. Maybe until the close of the day, it should be negative. That's my feeling, especially because of the Shanghai closure. And we have a resistance from the 9-day and 20-day exponential moving average for oil. So how low can it go? At the most, I think it will go as low as $100, $101 or something like that, but not much below that. So that is likely to be a negative bias for oil today. Let's see how that prediction comes out. We'll find out at the end of the day. So with that, let's go and have a quick look at our genomic shares. So out here, I have got all our genomic shares in the watch list, sorted according to the one which has gained the most on the top and the biggest loser on the bottom. So I'm just going to extend a little bit, set up these things properly so we can see all of our watch list out here. Let's start with Pfizer. Pfizer has got a gain of 1.51% today, and it's still within the bullish channel that we have drawn here. If you zoom out, you can see that earlier we were in a bullish channel and then we broke out of it, and then we were in a bearish channel that extended from inside the earlier bullish channel, and now we have definitely made a breakout into the bullish side, and we are going to test this diagonal green line of support which has been with us since the 1st of March. So we'll have to see whether we can sustain staying within this bullish channel out here, which is going to be bounded by this red line, which was the earlier support for the earlier bullish channel. And if we were to look at the price action out here, we can see that we have just about broken down below the 100-day exponential moving average, which is this wavy white line, which is at 50.91, whereas the current price is 51.60. So we have already broken down below the 100-day exponential moving average. With that, all of our exponential moving averages are above us, and that is typical of a bearish kind of a situation. However, the order in which those exponential moving averages are stacked, it's not exactly bearish. So we still have some opportunities to move upwards. The MACD has turned bearish and is moving away from the signal line, and the momentum is below average, but it's pointed upwards. So there is going to be definite improvement in Pfizer today. And let's look at Novartis, which is up 1.19%, and we have got a resistance at 88.41, which is this horizontal red line. We have got support from the 950, 920, 50 and 100-day exponential moving averages respectively. So we are still bullish when it comes to the stacking of the exponential moving averages. Momentum is above average and steeply picking up. That's excellent. And also MACD is bullish and plenty of movement away from the signal line. So overall, Novartis is going to have a spectacular day today, and we're going to break above this diagonal resistance of 88.41. Right now, we are exactly poised at 88.41. I'm predicting that we are going to convert 88.41 into a support. Vertex is up 1.23% and still firmly within the superior bullish channel, as I would call it. We moved from the lesser bullish channel into the superior bullish channel. Our momentum is absolutely crazy, and the stock is totally overbought, and the MACD is moving away from the signal line. However, I suspect that if we look at the 1 day, we'll get a much better clue. In the 1 day time frame, you can see that the momentum is moderating a bit to come back into the civilized zone. The MACD is tending towards the signal line, so there'll be a little bit of cooling off for Vertex because of the overbought status, and after that it will resume its move upwards. And also the bullish channel is very nicely positioned at around a 45-degree angle or less, so this is very, very sustainable. So I think today, depending on overall market conditions, we may probably see Vertex end up around $2 or something to that effect. Regeneron is up 1.15%, again bullish, needs to consolidate, and this is a good movement. And we have all the exponential moving averages stacked in the right manner, the way we want it for a bullish market. And the MACD, however, is bullish, but slightly moving away from the signal line. Volumes aren't that high because it's rather early in the day. So we'll have to see how the volumes improve. The momentum seems to indicate that there'll be sufficient volumes for the day, and we are almost overbought, and that's the reason why there is likely to be a little bit of weakness in the pricing. Maybe Regeneron will end the day with a positive of around $4. IMTX is up almost 0%. That's IMTX is flat. But it's above the resistance we had of 8.80, which we broke through yesterday. So I'm going to convert that into a support today. And looking at the MACD, it's moving away from the signal line. Momentum is above average and quite high. And we have a little ground before we get into overbought. So I'm thinking that IMTX is going to probably end the day either flat or maybe slightly negative because of the fact that it's very close to overbought, and also the fact that we have Russian hostilities continuing, and anything can come out of that. So the market is likely to be a bit jittery. And the third point is that NASDAQ has had a very, very good steep growth, and that needs to be some amount of consolidation. Those are the reasons why I'm saying that IMTX would be either flat or negative today. Beam is up 1.33%, and it's got a support from the 9 and the 20-day exponential moving average. MACD is bullish and moving away from the signal line. Momentum is above average and slightly pointed upwards. So Beam is likely to retain its gains today, maybe end the day around 50 cents positive or 40 cents positive, something in that order. IBB, which is our new index that we have introduced here, it's a ETF, and it represents genomic stocks, and we have a gain of 0.43 out there. If we zoom out and if we can look at this bear channel in which we were there before, we can see now that we are broken out decisively, and we have gained a little more today. So it is 3 consecutive days of positive candles above that line of resistance that was there before for the bearish channel, and it has now become the support for us, and we are below the 100-day exponential moving average. MACD is bullish, and momentum is also above average, pointed upwards, and plenty of move for the RSI to become overbought. So IBB is going to be positive today, maybe add another 5 to 10 cents to its growth. Illumina is up 0.50%. Still we have a support at 367.38, and that's going to hold us for today. We have the next support level with the 100-day exponential moving average, which is at 360.33. Our MACD is bullish, but it's moving towards the signal line. Momentum is above average but flat. So Illumina might probably be more responsive to what's happening in the overall markets, but it will definitely end the day positive, maybe to the tune of 75 cents to $1. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 1.02%, still firmly in our bullish channel. And if we were to wind out to a longer term view, you can see that earlier we were in a bearish channel, and we are now kind of trying to make an attempt to break out. So we'll have to see a few more days. By the end of this week, we'll have a clear idea whether this new diagonal line we have drawn here is validated and it's a beginning of a bullish channel. Our next resistance is at 79.51. MACD is bullish and moving away from the signal line. Momentum is also above average, plenty of room for the RSI to become overbought. So I'm positive that CRISPR Therapeutics will end up the day positive, maybe to the tune of $1.25 by the end of the day. Editas is up 0.95. We have tried to break out into a bullish channel. If you can see when I zoom out, that there was this diagonal green line was earlier a red line of resistance, all the way starting from 29th of September. So it was a very strong resistance. We have come out of it, and I'm thinking that we are forming a bullish channel out here, and it's at a very good sustainable slope of around 45 degrees. So I'm happy about that. Our next resistance is a 100-day exponential moving average, as well as the horizontal resistance we have at 24.38. MACD is bullish and moving away from the signal line, and momentum is above average but slightly flat. So Editas is going to end the day flat or slightly negative. Next, we move on to Caribou Biosciences, which is down minus 0.31%, and we are still below the horizontal resistance of around $10.04. Our MACD is bullish and moving away from the signal line, but the momentum is below average, and it's pointing downwards. So Caribou Biosciences is likely to lose more today, maybe end the day negative around 30 cents or something like that. Let's take a quick look at ARCG. ARCG is down minus 1.04%, and we are struggling with the resistance at 48.82. Right now, we are at 48.83. MACD is bullish but moving towards the signal line. Momentum is above average but pointed downwards. So I'm thinking that ARCG is going to end up the day either flat or slightly negative. Allogene is down minus 1.21%, and we got MACD, which is bullish but moving towards the signal line, and momentum is above average but pointed downwards, and we have a resistance at 9.93, and right now we are at 9.83. So I think that it's going to be a big challenge for Allogene to break through this resistance, and even if it did that, it's going to stop below the 50-day exponential moving average, which sits at 10.23. That is this wavy green line out here. And with that, let's go and take a look at Bluebird. It's down minus 1.72%. It still has a support from the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average. However, the MACD is bullish, but tending towards the signal line. Momentum is below average and pointed down. So Bluebird is likely to lose more and maybe end the day negative around minus 40 to minus 50 cents. Intelia is down to 0.01%, and we are above the support channel for the bearish channel in which we have been since 29th of January 2021. It's a very strong bearish channel, and we are having a resistance at the 100-day. We have resistance at 83.38, which is this horizontal red line, and also the 50-day exponential moving average is giving us a resistance. Looking at the MACD, which is bullish but tending towards the signal line, and in combination with the momentum, which is below average and pointing down, I think Intelia is going to lose more today and probably end the day down by around $2 to $2.5. Teladoc is down 2.32%. It's still above the support line which we have here, which is this diagonal green line, which was earlier a resistance for the bear channel. So we have to wait and see whether that support holds. And that support is exceptionally stronger today because it has the also got the support of the 9-day and the 50-day exponential moving average, which is this yellow line and the green line. So I do not expect us to fall back into the bear channel because of all this strong support. However, we should also look at the MACD, which is moving towards the signal line in a bearish manner, even though it is bullish right now. And in conjunction with the momentum, which is above average but pointing down, I'm thinking that it's going to be a strong test, and we potentially may stay above this diagonal line, but we may probably end the day close to around 72.54. Right now we are at 74.33. PACB is at minus 2.30%, and we have got a MACD which is bullish and moving away from the signal line. However, the momentum is not good enough, and therefore I think PACB will lose a little more today and probably end the day negative around 40 cents. DNA is down minus 8.12%, which is a very, very big fall. All the luster from the extra earnings have worn out. And MACD is bullish but tending towards the signal line. Momentum is dropping steeply and it's gone below average. So overall DNA is likely to lose more and probably end the day with a negative of 40 cents. Verve is down minus 6.04%. And of course, I'm going to remove this attempted bullish channel because it doesn't make any sense anymore. We are below the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving averages and firmly within the bearish channel bounded by this diagonal red line. MACD is bullish, but it's moving towards the signal line, and our momentum is below average and falling down. So Verve is going to lose a little more today and probably end the day minus 1.75. So with that, I come to the end of technical analysis session. I hope you have a good week in the market and that you had a great weekend. If you like this video, just put a like out there. That's the least I request from you. Also, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and help us grow this channel. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.